That is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bit. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So sticky and horrible. So yes, so yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Camera's a bit wonky. There you go, that's better. Good afternoon everybody, thanks for coming over. Welcome to another Sunday night lunchtime live. Calm down, deep breath Stephen, we'll be all right. So obviously we missed last Sunday because I weren't feeling very well, so I do apologise for not, well I did let people know, but if you came last Sunday and you sat waiting for me, I do apologise. But we're here this week. So what we're going to do this week is I've got a big chunk of wood that was given to me by Barry Oak of Barry's Wood Creation. He lives up the road from me in Wisbech, so thank you Barry for this. Still a bit green, I can still feel the moisture in it, so we'll see how it turns. But what I'll try and do is I want to try and keep some of the natural bark on it. I used a 110mm force and a bit to sink it in, and then we used a 50mm force and a bit to hold it into the chuck. I'm going to be bringing my tail stock up just to hold it in place because I don't want it coming out and jumping me and surprising me basically. So I'll get this mounted in the chuck, and my lovely wife Nick will welcome everybody in the chat.
You know what you called me earlier. Right, good afternoon everybody, or morning if you're from overseas, over the border. So we will say hello to Barry's in the Shed, Wood Wizardry by Colin. We also have Lawrence, Mike Hugh, Hobby Woodturner. We also have Pete from Twisted Trees, Chris Spin and Wood Dodger, Gerard the French Turner, Robert Nye, Colin Izzard. Again, if I do miss anyone, I apologise. Give me a shout at the end. Brian Walker. Lamb curry in our house tonight with a red wine if I'm lucky. Woo.
Curry.
Sunday. Oh, it's Gerard's birthday.
Oh, is it? Happy birthday, Gerard.
Andy H is for turning. I'm going to read through the chat after, I think. Chris Dodds. Mike the Gentleman Woodturner. Doug Miller at Wood Spun Around. We also have Tommy's Workshop. He's driving but listening.
Things have fallen off.
Be careful.
Yep.
We have Malcolm Douglas. We have Leaping Lima Craftworks. Ooh, there's a lot of people on today. We have John S. We have Paul Smith. Ivy Woodshed's on. Oh no, it's just jumped it. Barry Chitty. Sidley61. Dr. Bob. Nick Castle. If I've missed anyone, I apologise, but I just a bit eager on with my finger. Clive Rogerson. Ruby Clare. Dad. Ian Leonard. Vince Kerrigan. Again, I'm so sorry if I missed anyone, but that just went really quick through the chat. And I think... Oh, Joe Senior's on.
I might not be doing anything. My lathe won't start.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Need to plug and switch on.
Yeah, I didn't touch it since Sunday unless... Ah, bloody lathe. Crazes me.
What do you mean since Sunday? Friday?
Friday, sorry. I ain't used it since Friday. I worked all right Friday.
Robert Dolman. TJ
Oh,
Barry, TJ Turner, Henry Morgan, he's in the US. Jennifer's Crafts and Creations.
jumping around well. But slow and steady, slow and steady.
Right, if I've missed anyone, just put in the comments again, please, because like I say, it really just sort of flicked through quite quick.
Right, so as you may have seen
oh,
there,
that's shaking well.
yeah, that's a bit out of balance. You've got it's fairly central, but we've got a heavy spot there. So we're just gonna have to take it slow and round it up and get it round how we want it. And once we get it round, we can then get it where we want it. But tailstock's in place, nice and tight. It's not going to go anywhere. So slow and steady.
I'm just having a look through the chat, see if anyone's got any questions.
So I'm using a 1/2 inch bowl gouge to start with to try and get some of the weight off of this.
Chris Dodd said he's getting his money's worth with turn and food advice. There'll be no chopping of carrots today. I'm having a day, well, I say a day off. I've done all my housework. So, but I'm having a day off from cooking.
So let's try and move this in a little bit. So hopefully as we get this more and more true, So less it should shake about.
I can't watch.
You can't watch, right?
I'm reading the chat. I can't look.
Let's get a little bit closer. We're nearly round, so it's not far out now. Turns nice. Being green, it turns really well. So,
So, did you get your new sofa yet, or is that a bad
who are you
question?
talking to?
Joe, did she get a sofa yet?
Got a new car instead.
I suppose she could sit in a car.
Yeah. We'll see how far that is out of round.
Oh, Amy's in. Hello, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
You sent a parcel, didn't you?
I sent it. I
When
don't
did
know
I
how long.
drop that off? Was it?
Not last Monday, the Monday before, I think. Took a little bit again. I do apologise. Took me a little while to send it out, but I kept forgetting. All right, so
He's getting old, Amy. That's why.
I am. So we might have to turn this and leave it to dry a little bit. So I'm hoping we can get it done.
James Cassidy, welcome.
Hi, James.
Yeah, see if we can get as many birthday wishes for Gerard as possible.
Yeah,
He said he's never had so many.
Nasty crack in there. Might have to super glue that up. But we're getting close now. So if I just move this over a little tiny bit, see if I can get that end cleaned up. No, not quite.
Oh no, Joe said the other car blew up.
Yeah. Boom. Killed it.
More Valley's on.
Hi, Dave.
Mark's put hashtag purple for Joe. Hodgepodge Woodworks is on.
Hi, Robert. All right, I think we're round.
Joe wants to know what is the wood.
Yeah, good question. Is
Comes from a tree.
Barry's in the chat, isn't he? Barry Oakes. Barry's Wood Creation. He's in the chat, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So Barry, if you're in the chat, there's a piece I got from you, mate. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was, walnut or something else. But if you can let us know.
Brent's on.
Good evening.
Karen Dolman.
Afternoon. I want to try and get some of this.
Eric Winkler
Oh, hello, Eric.
is on.
Try and get some of this bit I couldn't get to before. Now we've managed to get it round, I can get the stock under a little bit. So let's try and kill some of that off. Some of the bark may come off. Like that.
I don't think Barry's answered, so I don't think he knows. If I've missed anyone, welcome. I apologise.
I think a lot of the bark is coming off now. Let's have a look. Just have a couple of bits fly off. So we lost a bit of bark from there. Not too bad though. Not too bad. All right, let's get some sort of shape on it now. I'm going to try and go for more of a swooping shape than a normal rounded bowl that we go for. The only thing concerns we've got a bit of a crack in there. I might turn that and see how that goes. Just make sure everything's tight. So as you can see, it's still out of balance with the heavy part. This bit here is a heavy part because we've got a limb what used to come out of there by the looks of it, and another one there. But we'll see what happens. So again, I'm still using a 1/2 inch bowl gouge.
Barry said he gave you some ash and a piece of walnut. Looks like walnut.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit of walnut.
Walnut.
So there you go, Joe. It's a piece of walnut, we think.
Amy said, how does the super glue go on wet wood?
That's a good question, Amy. If that's too wet, the super glue will go a whitey colour.
Oh.
But we'll have to wait and see.
Sugar. Benjamin's on.
Hi, Ben.
Benjamin. Oh, it just makes me think of that song. Benjamin. No?
Yeah.
Someone else is on as well, and I can't.
This is where, when you're doing something like this, where the workshop gets covered in shavings. I'll show you why.
Tornado's too bright is on.
Hi, Daniel.
Ooh.
So when I'm turning, normally it stays in this area here, but as you'll see now, through turning like this, on wet stuff, the shavings are going right across the workshop.
Joe said he thought that walnut was darker.
I believe it's different species, isn't there?
Ben put that rather. Or so did Joe, yeah. They've put, I thought walnut was always dark brown.
I don't know. Like I say, I'm not a wood connoisseur, so.
Ruby said if you cut from left to right, less bark will come off.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I want to cut this way.
Douglas Mungham's on.
Hi, Douglas.
Tommy's Workshop.
Tommy. Don't do that, Stephen.
Benjamin said a bit like Splashback then, Steve, you have to learn to control the stream.
Yeah. I think my gouge needs sharpening. Just sharpen my gouge.
Hodge put you need to steal Nikki's shower curtains, Steve. Eric said that's all they have to work with is wet wood.
I don't turn a lot of wet, to be honest.
I am staying in the other room, Mark. Mike Wall is on.
Hi, Mike. How you doing, sir?
And Mole Valley said UK walnut is pale and US walnut is quite dark, I think.
Ah, there you go. That's what the difference is. Okay, better.
Hodgepodge said pretty much all he turns is wet.
Yeah, I've got quite a bit of wood that I've been given over the years. But I always try and leave it, but this bit, every time I walked past it, kept calling me, so.
Ruby Claire said, on the right side of the blank, turn from right to left.
which is what I'm doing.
All right.
I'm sanding, I'm turning right side. Oh no, I'm going left to right. But is that because the camera's opposite? One camera's frozen, isn't it? This
Yeah,
camera's
the top
frozen.
camera.
I had trouble with that on.
Mark's just put it in the chat.
I had trouble with that on Friday. Do you know what? You miss one week and everything goes foobar.
Can you not just go to the full end one for now?
Strange, isn't it? Because like everything was working hunky dory, and then you leave it for a week. Right, let's go in there. So I want a bit more of a swoop in there. See if that camera's back now.
It smells very nice.
There we go, it's back now.
Hodgepodge said left to right, just at the bark edge.
If I go that way, that's my no, that's left to right. So that's that way. That's the
Do you
way I
want me
was
putting
going.
an R on your hand, mate?
Yeah.
You do get in a bit of a fuddle, don't you? Pete said walnut does have a darker heartwood, but when you green it, it's speckled white. After about a year, it is speckled grey, then brown. I made a 4 pen set from the same bit of walnut over 4 years. Very different. We've got Flick's Woodturning and Timber Creations on.
Click.
Flick.
CLIK.
No,
Oh,
Flick.
flick. Oh, hello.
Felicity.
Welcome.
Oh, that's a mouthful. Felicity. We call her Flick, it's easy. Ronnie's on, but he's got a very unusual surname. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that.
Thank you everybody for coming over and joining us. Right, let's have a look at that. Still got a heavy spot on it. Still definitely got a heavy spot on. Still got a bit of a crack there. Right, so what I want to do now is I want to try.
Steve Ellis is on. Welcome, Steve.
Hi, Steve. I want to try and get a bit of a curve on this top edge. So I'll go to the 3/8 bowl gouge. We'll just try and get a bit of shape on there. But obviously we've got to be careful because 80% of it is fresh air.
Mark Stroughton is on.
Hi, Mark.
I say Stroughton, it could be Stoughton. Ronnie's asked what's on the lathe today. Ronnie, that's called wood.
Is that your technical opinion, Nick? Ronnie, we think that's a piece of walnut.
Amy said, is it going to be like a cauldron shape? That'd go nice with my other fruit bowl.
What, your prehistoric bowl?
Eric's on his way to church, so he'll come back on when he gets back. See you later,
Okay.
Eric.
Alright, so let's look at that. Let's have a look at a little better. It's a bit better shape. So I think I'm just going to... I don't want to lose too much of that along there. Do I sweep that in more or do I leave it like that? What do you reckon, Nick?
I'm reading the chat, sorry. I can't multitask at the moment.
Still concerned about that crack there. I think I'm going to put something in that before we get too carried away. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of sand and sealer over that.
Oh.
And then we'll put some super glue in there. So I'm going to put some fine in at first to let it run down. Or super fine, should we say. and then I'll stick some medium.
Oh, Mark made a comment and I missed it. What comment, Mark? Put it on again, sorry.
She did say, Mark, she was going to ignore you today.
Benjamin put, I know the correct way is to rough turn a wet bowl to about 1 inch and then leave to dry for a year. But what do people use to finish a wet turned bowl without drying it? Just a bit of oil and hope for the best? Question mark.
You can put baby oil on it. Keith from Circular Wood by Keith told me you could put baby oil on to a green piece, or let's say a green piece, a wet piece of wood, and that will let it dry out. If I can get my tool chest, we'll be alright. That will let it dry out, but slowly. You'd think super glue people would make a super glue lid that doesn't glue to itself, wouldn't you? Let's try a different bottle. Right. So this is medium, I think. Yeah, medium. Just gently fill this up. We have to do on the inside as well because that's soaking in quite a way. So, what's going on in the chat? Anything?
Oh, for God's sake. No, not really. Mark said turn back to base to keep the bark on.
That's what I'm doing. Should put a bit of fin on that knot. Same with that as well. Let's give that a couple of seconds to dry. If not, we'll end up with it in our face. So that should stop anything coming apart. So we'll just run over that.
Adam from I Love Woodturning's on.
Hi, Adam.
Mark's put bark to base. Clive Rogerson said he's done 2. One worked okay with Danish oil, one didn't really work well at all.
All right.
And then Ben said, I wouldn't have thought Danish oil would bond well to wet wood. He said he was thinking of tung oil or lemon oil.
Yeah. Either or, I suppose.
Hodgepodge said he did a Natural Edge live yesterday.
I haven't never turned a lot of natural edge wood, to be honest. That's why I thought I'd have a go.
Mike Walt said, great to see how methods differ. I always have the bark tailstock end to start.
Yeah, I did think about doing it that way, Mike. But I thought if I do it that way, then I've got to turn. I want the bark on the top for the inside. And I thought if I did it that way, I'd lose the bark. Right, so that's got rid of them. So I think we need to curve this bottom in a little bit more. Let's move this. So I think just a
Gotta get
gentle.
something to eat. Getting a bit hungry.
Hungry. Come back a little bit further. So I'm going to try and I've got a little tiny bit of tear out in there. Just do another couple of light passes, hopefully to
Oh, Mark, gentleman Woodturner's got to go.
Yeah, he did say he got to pop off. See you later, mate. Have a good day.
Look after yourself, Marky. Mike said each their own, Steve. It works. If it works for you, it's the right way.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Oh, Fish of the Dragons is on. He said
Hi,
he's having a
Chris.
fry up. Oh. Mark said, for those of you that know, fingers crossed, please.
All right. All right, I think that's the shape I want.
Right, Doug Miller's put green wood, turn thin to finish, sand as best you can, submerge in Danish oil, drip for 30 minutes, wipe off excess from surface, dry for 24 hours, repeat until even sheen after drying, then buff.
See, everybody does theirs differently, don't they? That's the thing.
Klondike Craftsman's on.
Hi, Lewis.
Oh,
All right, so just a little bit more. I think I might put. Do I put a mortise on there? Yeah, I think so. Just make sure this is tight. Take my tailstock out.
Mike said he's got to go replace security light. Maybe a bit shocking.
See you later, Mike. Thanks for coming in, sir. Have a good day. Move that out of the way. All right, so let's clean this up. Mark is for our mortise. See if I can get it right today. Made it too small on Friday. So I'm going to make the mortise about 5mm deep on this. The reason being is because we're going to have a lot of stress on it when we're turning out the middle. Even though I'm going to bring in the tailstock while I start turning the middle out, still going to be a bit of stress in it.
That camera's working again.
Yeah, I turned it off and turned it back on
Sorry.
again. You just realised that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to taper the mortise a little bit, just so we get a better lock on our jaws. Like I said, I've done quite a deep mortise. So I think we're about ready to sand. We'll see how it sands, even though she's a bit green. So I'm going to start off with 80 grit, and then we'll go up. Some extraction on. Oops, a little one. Just remember when you're turning, where the edge isn't square, that when you're sanding the top, it's going to jump around a bit. It's just not. You might have to do that by hand, just to finish it off.
And Tornado's Jibra said, almost bought a bowl scraper yesterday, kicking myself today.
It's always the case, isn't it?
Door 60 is on.
Hi, door.
Lewis has his funeral today. Not his funeral, obviously, but the funeral.
Yes. Our thoughts are with you, Lewis.
Definitely. I just get him shut that door.
Just a bit more. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time sanding this, because obviously being wet or damp, moist, whatever you want to call it, the grain's going to swell a little bit. Just take that corner off there a little bit. Just sand in there. So we'll go next one. You fell asleep?
May as well.
Nobody talking?
A lot of people giving Lewis their condolences.
Oh, right, okay.
Hodgepodge said his wife is it him kicking himself, his wife kicking him in case he bought it.
Catch 22, mate. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
And Benjamin put, to be fair, if she left you unsupervised, it wouldn't have been your fault if you accidentally bought it. No, Douglas, we're having takeaway for tea tonight. I'm having the day off cooking. Well, apart from I'm going to go in and do a bit of baking. Going to make banana cake.
Banana cake.
And I might do a ginger cake as well. Chris put on, he's eating. He'll chat in a bit.
Who's that?
Chris, you put eating, I'll chat in a bit.
They must be getting close to moving, I reckon. So, final one, 240.
Emma's on as well.
Hi, Emma. Is she eating as well?
Chris put, good show. Do like a bit of banana cake. I can't stop yawning. I haven't got nothing to do.
Well, it's nice and smooth.
I don't know Steve Ellis. I just found the recipe. It said ginger cake, so. And Steve don't like banana cake, so.
No, I don't know banana cake. Right, so that's sanded up to 240 grit. So we'll sand and seal it. It's a bit whitewash, that picture, isn't it? I need to change these lights, I think. Too bright. Right. Plenty of sand and seal around this edge. Try and hold this bark together.
Well, I wonder what old Bojo's going to say tomorrow.
Who's that?
Boris Johnson.
Why?
Well, because he is trying to get the schools to go back, aren't they? In the next 2 weeks, which in my eyes is a bit daft because they're going to have them back for 3 weeks and then they're off for 2 weeks for Easter. So it's like you'll dangle the carrot and then you go off again. But there.
He gets paid the money for making the decisions, not us.
Emma put, yep, huge fry up.
So that's really swelling the grain up. Now I've put that sand and sealer in there.
Barry's in the shed's got to go. He said he'd catch you later.
See you there, Barry. Thanks for coming over, sir.
Terry, he is a fussy old so-and-so.
Who's that?
Steve's a
Terry
fussy.
Bray.
Yeah, you are quite fussy. It's an absolute nightmare.
I
Me
know
and the
what I like.
girls, me and the girls could eat chicken and pasta every day, and we like things like jacket potato. No,
Chicken.
Steve likes pie, or
Chicken.
so I'm going to end up cooking different meals again because we like certain stuff, and then he likes that different stuff, and we're missing out because we don't have it because he don't like it. And I've got
Chicken.
fussy kids as well. They've all gone
Chicken.
off mince.
Chicken's the worst meat of going.
But you like KFC.
Not every night of the week, though.
We don't have chicken every night of the week, so don't.
70-80% of
No,
the
we
time.
don't. We have chicken once, maybe twice a week.
Chicken Monday, chicken soup Tuesday.
I have got a whole chicken I've got to get out and cook at some stage.
Right, let that dry up a little bit. Get that sanded back. That has really raised the grain up there. So sand that back again. I'll have a swig of drink.
Mike Hughes got to go.
See you later, Mike. Thanks for coming over.
Oh, sorry, Barry. Barry's notifications made done a comment and I've missed it. What did he put?
Just burnish this off, I think.
Oh, Barry put he turned the other half of that log a couple of weeks back.
Oh, really?
Kept the wall thickness of about 6 millimeters and quite like the way it's distorted. And he finished it with lemon oil. That's what I've got that one you done in the house, haven't you? That I use as my fruit bowl. That's got like live edge on it, and that's a bit. That's not a normal shape. I don't like anything. I don't want anything perfectly round.
You don't like nothing normal shape. That's why you got me.
Yeah, you odd one. It was at the bottom of the pile, mate, weren't you?
Oh, was.
He was the last choice. Like at school when you have to pick teams. Steve was the last one left, so.
All right, I love you. You're the last one there. I love you. All right.
Hodgepodge said I should tell him, too bad, if you don't like it, make it yourself. Steve Ellis said I should send you to Greg's.
Yeah.
Um,
Greg's ain't like it used to be.
Tornado says that wood colouring is beautiful.
Thank you.
And Emma said, hopefully close to moving, have to be done by 31st of March.
Not far then. 5 or 6
Benjamin's
weeks.
put in capital letters, you take that back, Steve.
Take what back?
I don't really meant about Greg's or. Right, Douglas has got a question. Does the sanding sealer dry up in the squeezy bottle?
No, because it's got a lid on it, mate. Well, I use it quicker than it dries up. I mix it, I do dilute it down 60-40. 60% sand and sealer, 40% cellulose thinners.
This is. I just read Lewis's comment, and to start with, I'll read it. Right, he's put, I feel like Steve is going to be having cereal this week, and I thought he meant because you're turning a bowl to start with,
Right.
and then realised we'd having the food conversation again. Hodgepodge said, well, Steve, if you don't like chicken, you better turn this thin and don't be chicken when turning the bottom. Your dad put, I know what you mean. What about chicken, Rich?
Oh man, I hate chicken. Right, so
Why
sand
does
and
it do...
sealed. I don't know. Yes, Yorkshire grit it.
And where's Glyn?
So I'm just going to use the original Yorkshire grit on this.
Right, so Gerard said, yes, Steve, you're right. A good 12-ounce blue sirloin steak, green peppercorn sauce, sauteed mushrooms and French onion rings. Delicious.
Yeah, I'm not a chicken lover.
Tornage put, my doctor used to tell me I need to get into shape. I always told him that round is a shape. Andy H said he's doing steak Wellington tonight. Felt the need to celebrate.
Steak Wellington.
Chris Dodds put, see, I told you I'd get food advice.
Alright, so let's get this worked in. This should take us up to about 1,000 grit.
Emma's just put, I'm going to say it loud. Yep, huge workshop. Dale from Maple Tree, Steve and Jamie Page are all going to help us plan it.
I'm not being held responsible for it.
Vince Kerrigan's having stew and mash today. Oh.
Sure, man. I quite like stew. See, I'm traditional. I like the old school stuff.
You do like stew?
So I said I like
Oh.
traditional food, all the old stews.
You don't like
and
mash though, do you? We've really gone off mashed potato. Yeah, Benjamin's telling you off about the chicken. Gerard's crew are making him pork Wellington tonight.
Speed this up a little bit. Just finish the last bit of the grit off.
Yeah, look, Glyn's on.
Hey, here he is, the man of the moment. Oh, for God's sake. That's the only trouble with live edge. You always catch a tissue.
Terry's got beef stew and dumplings tonight, lush. Right, another bit of cooking advice. Here we go. Terry, how do you get her so that I cook my dumplings separate because I like my dumplings really like cooked well on top. So I do cook them in the oven, which is probably stupid, and I do my beef stew in a slow cooker. But how do you get it so that the gravy it thickens up without having to add loads of gravy granules? There you go, as a question for you.
He's just going to ask his wife.
Your dad's got chicken today.
Oh, is he? I feel sorry for your dad. Alright, so just buff that out.
Right, Lewis has got to go because he's supposed to be writing a eulogy. So.
Alright, Leo, see you later, mate. Take care. Thoughts with you, bud? So we need to be cleaning this off until the tissue comes clean and we know we've got all the grit off. like that. Oh, she's smooth. She's
Emma said they're
smooth.
having tacos for dinner, or tonight.
Gonna say
See.
just had a bacon sandwiches.
Glyn put my little secret squirrel. Let me know Steve was using the grit.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some wood wax over that, I think, and the reason being is if it is gonna move, it shouldn't move too quick. It should soak into it. So hopefully, I'd like it to twist to be honest. If I can get it, I don't want it too thin. Might go down to about 8-10 mil, and then I'd like it to twist to give it an unusual shape. So I'm going to try not to get any of the wax on the bark. The reason being is the wax will go white and you'll see it in the bark. So normally we'd leave this 10-15 minutes to dry off, but we're going to buff it out straight away.
Corn flour, I take that's what you add to the. Add what? Arrowroot? Never heard of it.
Must be an Indian substance. Oh.
Yeah, Terry, I'm gonna have to try that. Like I say, I like mine quite well done.
Rock cake is the word she's looking for, Terry.
But what I've done in the past is I will make a gravy up for the dumplings to cook in, don't I, and put them in the oven.
Yep.
And then I'll use the gravy out of the dumplings because it is quite thick. So I'm definitely gonna have to try that.
So there we go. That's our bottom.
I done steak and apple pie the other day, Pete. That weren't bad if I say so myself.
That was nice. And do you know the best thing about it? It didn't have no
Sorry?
chicken. Do you know the best thing about it?
Didn't have no chicken in it.
It didn't have no chicken in it.
Had to be one separate for the oldest daughter because she don't like mushrooms, and I put mushrooms in ours, and then the youngest daughter went, "Oh, they taste better without the mushrooms." Chris has
Right.
put, "Why is that guy turning a bowl while the food show's on?"
Yeah, I just see that. I just see that.
Never
Right.
heard of arrowroot. Never.
So that's our shape
I
we
shall
got.
Google it.
So now we just got to turn the middle out. I'm going to bring the towel stock up again to obviously hold that.
Terry, do you use a Tora for your dumplings? Sorry, I know we're talking about food again.
Welcome to Nikki's Cooking Show.
Glyn's webcams have arrived today. Ooh.
That's what I'm looking for.
Flick said you're turning a bowl for the salad. Yeah, he's not keen on that either. Don't like jack potatoes. He does eat jack potatoes if I don't tell him we're having them. Do you? You don't mind if I
Blindfolded.
surprise you with them?
Blindfold surprise.
Jack potatoes and chicken, your favourite meal.
Oh yeah, whoop, can't wait. Alright, so I'm going to slacken the tail stock off, or the chuck off, just so we get that centralised. Lock that in place. Lock that in place.
Oh, I'm going to have a look at that. He said that arrowroot is a natural starch, so you don't have to cook it for as long as you do with the flour.
So tighten the tail stock up. So basically I've just put that in place to give me a bit of security while I start turning out. Obviously you can see I've turned quite a lot out already with a forcing a bit, so hopefully we'll be okay. We'll be fine, I'm sure. Right, so I want to try and keep some of this bark, so I'm going to start on the outside to start with, and then try and keep the bark and then work my shape in. So safety glasses first. Right, let's go for it. Helps if I don't hit the tourist.
That's it, Aurora. Suet, yeah, I was
See,
using.
we've lost a bit of bark off
Amy's
there.
put banana cake, bread with cream, cheese dolloped through the mixture before cooking, and then cream cheese icing.
Does that want that image or the other image? I think the other image. What do you reckon? That ain't no good. Let's go for that one.
Ben put, I'm sure that tastes better than it sounds, Amy. She put, it sure does, Ben. Douglas put, Steve, this is the point my tool rest went bang and the post snapped.
Well, I hope mine don't.
Mm-mm.
Did he manage? Douglas,
Why are
did
you
you
messing
manage?
about with your cameras?
Douglas, did you manage to get another tool rest sorted?
Ooh. Emma sometimes puts sage and onion stuffing in with the suet to make the dumplings. The only thing is that won't be no good in beef. It'll have to be a chicken stew. Did you hear that?
What's that?
About sage and onion in a...
Yeah, I did hear. Yeah.
We'd have to have chicken stew though.
Yeah.
Lawrence put, not sure it's a salad bowl. I think Nikki's going to make him a chicken soup because he likes it so much. The tendency is he eats the bowl too. Chicken.
Tailstock's right in the way where I want to be. Let's have a look, see if I can get a little bit further. Oh yeah, I can come out a little bit further. I think I'm going to take the tailstock off. Can't get in there.
Oh no.
Well, I'm a bit. It's a lot of weight swinging around on there, but we just have to keep stopping and checking the jaws. I can't get in there. Turn that a little bit then. Got a nasty crack in there, so we'll have to be careful of that and all. Alright, so.
Oh, I've got. Let's do my job today.
Right, so let's try again. Tastes nice. That's better. Alright, let's just sharpen this gouge up then. Have you got your recipes sorted now, or what? No, you're not talking to me?
Sorry. Yeah. Brian Walker's got to go.
Hello, Brian.
Latest taters.
Alright, so. Um,
So Douglas Manning said Keith had one, but the rest is huge, 1.5 times the size of my old one. I do not think it's going to fit. Have not tried it yet. Not up to workshop visit.
alright.
Gerard's put, I'll do a deal with you, Steve. When this virus is over, you've got to give him tuition for woodturning, and he'll give me tuition for cookery.
I think you need someone better than me, Sunshine, to do the tuition for turning.
I'm not a bad cook, it's just knowing what to do. When you've got Steve, he's quite fussy. He's just quite happy with the basics. I like to try different recipes. That's the problem with us. Colin Izzard said, is the crack okay?
I'm just going to flatten this out, Colin. I'm going to check it. So the crack was there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I think I'll go a little bit deeper. Try and get rid of some of this thickness on this wall a little bit. And before I get too
We've
deep.
got good turned.
Daily.
Yeah, Blair. Hello,
Hi,
good
Blair.
morning, good afternoon. Chris put, well, that's me set for the day. No way am I moving now. Gerard put, Nikki, never too late to educate his palate. Yeah, right. You know those old dog new tricks? Nah. Douglas said, Steve, you're a great turner.
Thank you, Douglas. Check's in the post zone.
Mm-hmm.
That's better. It's a bit thinner. Still a bit thick though. But I don't want to go too thin and it'll fly apart. We've got there 20mm. Show where it is
Midnight
now.
Joker's on.
Hi, Mike. How you doing? It's a bit loose, that bit. Could lose that bit. That's actually the super glue's all the way through there, so we'll be all right there, I think. So let's just try and trim that up a little bit better. Oops.
You've got to wipe the camera.
Peekaboo.
You wiped that.
Yeah. Oh, I'll use the 1/2 inch bowl gouging next. It's a bit small, sturdy.
I ain't wiping the camera, Chris. You might see me. And that ain't a pretty sight. We've got someone on called Making a Better Life. It says, away from keyboard, just a quick hi to all. Hello, welcome.
Welcome.
Midnight Joker said he's not typing much because his fingers are super sore.
His fingers are what?
Super sore.
I'm not even going to ask what you've been doing with them. Seems a bit high,
Right, I'll be
this
back in a
torch.
sec. Do you want another drink?
No, I'm alright, thanks. This is taking a little bit of hogging out. I don't want to go mad and end up it blowing apart on me. So I'd rather take it nice and slow. And when you're taking out, obviously a bowl, especially this size, you want to try and get your wall thickness to a certain depth, leave the middle, because as soon as you start taking the middle out, that's when you get a lot of friction in the walls, and that's when that'll chatter and vibrate. So where we've got there about an inch, I'm now going to try and get my finished thickness, and then as we turn it down, we'll turn down, leave a lump in the middle, we'll go past that, and then we'll come back and just take that bit out and do that over 2 or 3 stages till we get the depth we want. So I'm going to go back to the 3/8 bowl gouge now and just try and get my finished wall thickness. Because if we don't now, when we come back to it, if we turn it all the way down and then come back to it, the sides are flex, and you'll get an uneven wall thickness because that'll chatter and flex. So just a little bit more. I think we're going to lose this bark, to be honest, but we'll see. Yeah, you're right there, Chris. You do feel like you're turning there, because when you're looking across at it, obviously you can only see the hollow points. So, but it's just a bit of trial and error, isn't it? You do get used to it, I will be honest. So hopefully a final pass just to take any little humps and bumps out of it. Just check it. Just be careful when you're doing live edge. Obviously, we've got a bit there. No, wrong one. We've got a bit there that's coming loose. So I've got 2 choices. I either pull it all off, or I try and super glue it back on. And to be honest, we've got some bits missing anyway, so I think I'm going to pull it off.
Super glue it.
The boss has said super glue it.
No, I'm just being awkward.
Oh, I don't believe that. Hi, Neil. Actually, I think I will super glue it. We'll try and keep it. If I can get the super glue done.
Oh, that has got a bit nippy.
Alright, so.
Right. Where'd you get to? Did you say hello to Neil Gould, didn't you?
Yep.
Nikki's gone to check on the chicken.
I may pull that off here, I'm not sure. Not 100% sure.
Oh, for goodness sake, make your mind up, child.
Well, I'm not 100% sure. I don't want it falling off in 3 months' time, if you know what I mean. Right, so we just do a final pass on that. Just got a little bit of a hump in it there. So we're about the thickness we want. So it's just a case of cleaning it up, really. Let's check it. That's better, that's better. So now we can get a bit more depth on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, leave about 2 inches in the middle, keep working my way down, and then we'll come back, finish the middle off, and we'll keep going until we get it to where we want it. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to rub the bevel of the gouge on the water so I get the constant shape.
Barry from Wood Creations has got to go.
See you later, Barry. Thanks for coming over, sir. Thanks for the bit of wood, sir. Tool rest is too high, I think. Drop that down a little bit.
Lawrence said today he tried the Forstner saw bits for the end grain. They're tremendous.
Yeah.
Good. They
do.
They cut wood very easily.
Yeah. They are a lot easier to turn out with the end grain. If you're doing a vase or something like that, I'd always turn out with a Forstner bit and just finish it off with a gouge. So now we're going back to digging out. Tip, keep your mouth shut when you're turning. Blimey, Gother. Need a little bit more speed, I think.
You got a question?
Go on then.
Colin Izzard says, "What angle do you have on the bowl gouge?"
On my bowl gouge, I have 45-50. So it's 45, 45, and then 50 that way. The problem I have is because the bowl's got that shape to it, I can't get the tool rest in very close.
Casey's got it in her room.
Yeah. So that's the trouble I'm having. Because as soon as I move it over, I'm hitting on the tool rest. Let's try that, and then we'll have to. So I'm just going to try and clean this edge up a little bit. So be careful now, don't slide off the tool rest.
Got another question, mate.
Sorry?
Got another question.
Go on then.
Douglas said, "I have trouble with the transition. Could you please explain how this is done? The bowl I'm doing is 7 inches deep."
Transition in wall, between wall and floor.
Do we do it again?
No, I'm asking Douglas, is the transition from going from down the side to the bottom? Is that what he's having trouble with?
Is the reason you can't get that so deep because you need a longer...
No, no. What it is you're supposed to only have a percentage. So if you've got, for every inch you've got hanging over your tool rest, you're supposed to have, I think, 4 inches back. Yeah. The reason I'm having issues is because, let me go on overhead. Because the wrong camera. Because the bowl, still can't see. Because the bowl is not perfectly round, I can't get the tool rest all the way in, because I can get it in for that bit, but obviously when it turns, it's then
It's going to
hitting.
catch the other bit.
Yeah, so that's the issue I'm having. So that's why so what's happening is I've got like 2 inches of tool hanging over, and obviously because it's not end grain, but it's quite tough as you go to the middle, because we're going through where the branch was. So
So
the
couldn't you
grains.
have... So it's more hollow in the middle. Couldn't one side be thicker than the other then?
What do you mean?
Well, so like... What I'm saying is obviously... So you could go lower. If you wanted to go lower, doesn't mean that one side would be thicker than the other.
No, no,
Mm.
that'll be the same thickness all the way through. But obviously I'm going to have to use the tool as it is now, and then I've got to move it to try and clean out the middle. So Douglas, what you're saying is
He
right.
said yes, whatever you asked him.
Yeah, right. So as you go in, just bear in mind that I've only been turning just over 2 years, or 2.5 years. So I'm not a professional by far means, but this is how I do it. So going in with your gouge, obviously riding your bevel, just cleaning out the side, and then as you're coming in the bottom, you need to gently turn your gouge, just gently roll it over, so that you're then using not the tip but the side, this part here, to clean out your bottom. So then as you're coming through, you're going up and over. It's a bit eccentric, this is an exaggeration, but you're going, as you're doing the bottom, you're going up, and as you're coming over, you're then bringing it into the bottom, and then you turn and gently roll your gouge to not quite a 3 o'clock mark, but just under, just to finish your cap off in the center. That's how I do it. However people do it, there's several people out there doing it differently, but that's the way I do it.
Right.
Um,
So Pete from Twisted Tree says going to make a coffee. Don't SK it till he's back. He's giving
I'll
you
try
a
and,
don't whatever they're called. What are they called?
what's that?
Are they
Oh,
giving
a
money?
super chat. Thank you,
Super
Pete.
chat.
Thank you very much.
And Gerard said, "What if you did have a longer tool rest?" I think you just explained that, hadn't you?
Yeah, I've had a longer tool rest. The bar would go in further, but it's just one of those things. You can get over it. It's just a lot of moving about all the time. You have to sort of
Colin
do your wall, then do your bottom, do your wall, do your bottom.
Izzard asked, "Would a hollowing gouge be better at that length?"
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to finish the bottom off with my Simon Hope Hollower. But again, because you got that long reach, you're going to get that. You're going to get the snatching all the time. So it's just perseverance, light cuts at a time, and going through that way. You know, what I mean, you're not going to. It's not like a normal. If it was a normal bowl gouge, a normal bowl with a flat surface, like we could get the tool rest right in there. I could take some nice big, chunky cuts out of it. But being this is going to be slow and steady. So obviously, if you're going down the wall, as I was saying, rolling it down the wall so you just get it to bite. And as you come into the bottom, just gently roll your gouge over so you're actually cutting with a different part of the gouge, and then bring it out.
Lawrence said the robust tool rests are marvellous as they are curved and suspended from one side so you can enter more convenient.
Who's that?
Lawrence, you've got a curved tool rest, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a problem. It's just I don't know where I'll get a curved tool rest in there, to be honest. Whether that'll reach. Let's have a look. Which one do I want? Internal. Like that. Don't know if that'll smack onto the bowl. So again, I can't get in close enough because the issue is this piece of the wood here. But saying that's a bit closer than what the last one was.
Circular wood by Keith's on.
Right, Keith, how you doing, sir?
And Barry Chitty said that robust is very expensive.
Trouble is, I've got these rests. I never hardly use them because I forget about them. Oh, I don't think we've got much further to go, to be honest. Let's have a look here. Oh, I've got another 1/4 inch. Just sharpen that gouge up so we've got some nice sharp gouge for some final cuts.
Barry's in the shed, is back.
Right, Barry. Did you miss us? Right, nice sharp gouge.
Keith said use a scraper, because that's what you're doing over the bottom. Chris asked if he bought a recipe. If Barry bought a recipe for chicken.
Just check our depth. I've just got a little bit of a lump in there. Just got to try and get that out. And then I think we're
Joe's
gonna
off as she's going for her lunch.
see you later, Joe. Thanks for coming over.
Lawrence said from the little knowledge he has, the less overhang of the tool on the cut-and side is better.
Definitely. Definitely, Gerard.
Lawrence, that was.
Oh, Lawrence, sorry. Yeah, I can't remember what exactly it is, but I think it's some in the region for every inch overhang. I think you have like 3 or 4 inches behind the rest. So if you've got 2 inches overhanging, then you need a minimum of 6 inches behind the tool rest. Right, so we've got a little bit of hump in the middle there. But I can't move that any closer in. So I'm going to use a negative rake scraper just to try and clean up a little bit. Let's check that. So I just need to lose a little bit there. It's a little bit thick there. Do, 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 do. That's better.
Chris from Spinning Wood said he's right, got to go. Thanks for the demo and chat all. Chicken bowl looks great, Steve.
Chicken bowl.
Can be called the chicken bowl, not like the chicken song. Won't be long till the chicken song.
Right, let's just start with, whoops, scraper, finish it off. Alright, I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. Just got to sand it now. So move that back. So you guys can see, move that out. Get the drill. Might be quicker to do it with a drill and the inertia sander. I've got enough shavings on the floor to start my own forest. So I'm going to start, because it's a little bit furry in the bottom, I'm going to start with 60 grit. Just remember to mind these edges when you're sanding. You don't want to be catching your hands on those for sure. Extraction will help. So what projects have people got coming up then? Anything good?
Sorry, I was doing something different now. Oh, how much KFC do you think that would hold? Get quite a bit in there, wouldn't you, mate?
Get enough for me. It's better. Right, let's go up the grit.
Chris put, new house.
Who?
Chris.
What, dragon?
Yeah. Hodgepodge said he's currently working on his flower challenge piece. Lots of carving.
Yeah, I did hear that. That's the new challenge for this month, Flower.
Adam,
Ooh,
steady, you right?
I'm alright.
Adam said more monkey puzzle to turn and set of French roll and pins, fancy ones. That's the order from a client. Chris Dodd said the strip is interesting at the bottom.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Chris says he likes the look of monkey puzzle wood. It's on his to-do list. Richard Phelan's on.
Hi, Richard.
Doug Miller said he's just finished his flower project, posted the video last night, did Wayne's string pull flowers on it. They do look nice, they do, them spring ones.
Yeah, very much so. Colin did one the other day. That was quite cool.
Vince said you could get the tiny turner to carve a chicken-shaped lid. Douglas said the boy he's trying to muck up is an 8x7 Burrell. And Clive said, primarily still practicing threaded boxes, but I have 5 oak logs to chop up and rough turn. Tiny
Threaded
turners
boxes.
on.
Hi, Emma.
And Chris said, that's my next project, Nikki and Steve. Network, workshop and garden. Circular Wood by Keith says he's got 100 handles to do for a client in Cornwall.
Oh, rather you than me, Keith. Alright, so I'm just going to try and get the sander in there to clean up a little bit.
Oh.
So, I've got them marks out. There's 2 marks in there I want to get out. Just caught that with the side of the sanding pad, and that's marked. Got that. Put 2 little marks in there. Right, I think. Right, so get some sand and sealer on it. Again, I'm going to try and put some in that bark to harden that bark up a little bit.
Right. Vince said he just made an egg cup plate.
Oh, nice. Egg cup.
Plate.
That's what it
Lawrence said the bowls come along nice, but the soup in it would be more beautiful.
The what? Sorry?
The soup in it.
I won't want to eat soup out of it, that's for sure.
Barry said he's done his loft and under the stairs, now back to the shed after about 6 weeks. Tiny Turner said she's turning, so she can't chat much.
Right, so let that dry off a little bit. Get that sanded back. I think we're there. Cool, it's been a long one today.
Chris said there's some nice colours coming out of that wood.
Yeah, especially here, especially around there.
That
Really
line
nice.
across the bottom's nice.
It's lined up nicely, isn't it?
Oh my god, you're such a comedian. You should be on the stage. Not.
I'm here all week, folks. I'm here all week. Right.
Chris Dodd said he's turning a family of gnomes, honks smaller than Emma.
Poor Emma, she's come into the chat. She's getting
She did
abused.
some. She obviously did. She did something last night.
Yeah, some gnomes.
Can you do gnomes or not?
Never tried, to be honest.
Gonks. I like that. Are they them things where they've got no body and a little head and then big hats? They've got the
Yeah.
gonks. I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I never get anything I like. So.
Oh, here we go. Let me just get the violin out. On me.
Lawrence said, "Are you going to return it after it completely dries?"
No, because if it goes eccentric, I quite like the look of that. Actually, Lawrence.
What would it do when it dries then?
Well, it might go eccentric, so that'll sort of change shape a little bit.
Douglas asked, "How's the build going?"
Yeah, very good, Douglas. Very
Tired
good
last
indeed.
week, weren't you, mate?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Lifting them big old things, what are they called?
Lintels and that. Beams,
That's the one.
trusses, purlins, everything. It was hard work. I'm an old man now. It's a young man's game.
Oh, right. Chris Dodd will have to have a look at that. He says his are full hairy Australian ones. Doug Miller said, "Well done, Stevie's got to go."
See you later, Doug. Thanks for coming over. So I think a bit of wax on it.
Wax on, wax off. No?
Yeah. Don't give me day job, love. Right, so bit of wax 22. And like I say, I think it's going to twist a little bit as it dries because it's still quite green, like I said from the start. So be interesting to see how it goes. Again, try not to get the wax on the bark because it will go white and stick in all the little holes.
Tiny turn up and get some gonks turned for your better half, Steve.
I will have a go at them. I do like the look of them. They are quite cool. Just that I've never turned one, so
Oh, it's just
I'll have a practice.
Thing is, you probably won't get out in the week if you. Mind you, the weather's turning, but.
But what? But what?
Well, when it depends how knackered you are when you finish work. Doesn't it?
Well, it does, but if I'm out here, I'm all right. It's when I come in and sit down that's the problem. Right, so now I've got to be careful because obviously we've got...
Yeah, because then we get a problem because we get... And I ain't joking.
So obviously being careful when you're doing live edge. You don't want to be smacking your fingers. So nice and steady.
Andy H. But old man, you've hardly started.
You got to tell my body that.
Steve. Douglas said, "When do you move in?" I take it he means the build that you're doing for work, not the one you're doing at home, because you definitely ain't done nothing to that.
No, I'm not done after that.
That's horrible, isn't it? Because we was all set last year, weren't we?
Yep.
And we knew what we was going to do, and we had the money then to get on with it, and then COVID hit
And then you have
and
10 months out of work.
threw everything out of the window because the money we had to live on. So hopefully, when we sell the other car, we'll have a bit more money there again to start again.
Sell the other car.
So Clive Rogerson, late lunch imminent. We'll say bye now. Thanks for the demo, Steve, and chat, Nikki. Bye, Clive. Enjoy your lunch.
See you, Clive. Thanks for coming over, sir.
Chris said, if the wax gets in the bark, get a hot air gun on it and it melts clear.
Yeah, it does.
Your dad's put, if you're old, what am I?
Ancient, son, ancient.
Deaf.
Right.
Doug said, can they be turned from one piece of wood, which are the gonks, aren't they? And
No,
Emma
because I think you have to do a lid, don't you? You do a hat and a. Go on, sorry.
Emma said, yes, Doug, dead easy. Tina Johnson turns them in one. You have to watch some of their
I will.
bits and see.
Right. So
No,
there we go.
you can't have that. That light is awful. No. It looks like it's got pink in the middle, babe.
Pink in the middle. There you go. How's that? Is that better?
Waiting.
Waiting. I haven't changed it yet. Calm down.
Honestly, it looks like you've got pink paint in the bottom.
Waiting.
Can you turn that big light off above your head?
Waiting. Here we go.
It all looks pink.
There we go.
That's better.
There we go.
Apart from you in it. Neil Gould put lovely work, Steve. Gerard put, they also known as gnomes. Benjamin put, Tina is wicked. Barry in the shed said, nice, Steve, well done.
I think it's actually going to, the grain that I sanded back earlier, because it's moist, there's rose in there a little bit, but we've obviously got our foot on the bottom, so we can always finish it, put it back in and clean up a little bit later. But no, what did we finish up size? Let's have a look. Size across.
Colin put up a fight, but you defo won. Nice one, mate.
8 inches across, but at the highest point is 5.5. So I think it's going to twist a little bit. I reckon the thickness must be.
Bye, Terry. Thanks for your cookery advice.
See you, Terry. 12 mil thick. We managed to get leave the wall, so I think it's going to.
Someone called Love Angel.
That's
Lovely
Donna.
Work.
Hi, Donna. So I think that's going to move a little bit. So yeah, been good.
Right. Listen, Gerard. No, actually, start with Flick. Looks great, Gerard. Nice job, sir. Chris Dragons, proper job, mate. Adam, I love Woodturning, nice one, Steve. Douglas Mungham, stunning, Steve. Door 60, nice job, Steve. Ian Leonard, that's lovely, Steve. Terry said, well done, Steve. Great live as usual. Thanks, Nikki, and see you all later. Chris said, I call them gnomes. I call them gnomes. Love Angel said, lovely work. Andy H, nice, Steve. Well done. I do admire your tool control. Robert Dolman, nice vessel. Yeah, right. Tiny Turner, nice job. Vince Kerrigan, nice one, thanks. Barry Chitty, nice. Steve, nice piece. You can read the rest from there. Malcolm Douglas, look.
Thank you very much, everybody, for all the nice comments. Thank you very much. Like I say, it was just something different, bit of live edge. This is only the second live edge piece I've ever done. No, third. Sorry.
You've done one like that, but you've done a one with live on the side, didn't you?
Yeah, on the side, but not on the top like this. This is only the third one I've ever done of this. But we've got a bit of a cracking coming in. Where are we? Let's have a look, see if we can find
I know, but it adds to it. I love.
There, got a bit of cracking coming in there. So that might crack more there once that dries. But what I'll do is I'll keep it in the workshop for a little bit, so it's a bit cooler in here, and then we'll see what happens. But like I said, I think the bark is actually gonna, once that dries out, is actually gonna come off. But if it does, then all I'll do is just sand this top edge to give it a bit of a smoother edge. But we'll see. It's all right. It's good. It's turned out good. So yeah, I've just got 2 hours worth of cleaning up to do now. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Sorry it's taken a little bit too long. We've been longer than we normally are, but it fought me. It fought me. What are you laughing at?
Something to stand the plant in, Dad put.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, I suppose you could use it as a plant pot.
Great demo, Steve. Thanks.
Hamster bowl.
Also, go to Nikki as usual, volunteer narrator. Thank you for all your lovely comment. Oh, that's me. Yeah, that looks very good. Nice work. Your dad said that.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Pops. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming over.
Right, I'm
I
going to
would,
shoot. Goodbye, everybody, and hopefully see you next weekend. Take care. Bye for now.
I would imagine Hodgepodge has got a live on this afternoon or a premiere, one of the two. Loads of premieres on today. We've got Wayne the Woodturner at 8:30. Makers International, JP Woodwork at 11 o'clock, and then Caitlin the Cat tonight after JP. I think that's 1:15 or 1/2. So those to do, and then obviously we're back with Wayne tomorrow at dinner time. So make sure you go check Wayne out. So I'm going to knock on the head because we've been going way too long. You guys have got better things to do than being here. So have a great weekend. Take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now.
That's all, folks.